of Mice and Men. Today we'll discuss the story by John Steinbeck of Mice and Men. We'll give a summary of the story and then provide my analysis on it. Let's dive in. This is a story of George Milton and Lenny Small, two displaced migrant ranch workers during the Great Depression in California. At the beginning, we see them camping on their way to a new job at a nearby ranch. We learn that they had to flee their previous job in weed because Lenny, who has a mental disability and an immense love for soft things, unintentionally frightened a woman. George is small and sharp, whereas Lenny's a giant with a heart of gold but a mind like a kid. George is wary that Lenny might again do something that would cause trouble, but he can't leave him alone as well. They arrive at the ranch and meet the other workers out there. Candy, an old swamper with only one hand and an old dog. Crooks, the black stable buck who is isolated due to racism. Slim, the skilled and respected mule driver. Curly, the boss's aggressive and insecure son. And Curly's wife, a lonely and flirtatious woman. Now, George and Lenny also have a dream. They have dreamt of owning a small farm together one day. The dream becomes more tangible as Candy offers to contribute his life savings if he can join them. Crooks, who initially scoffed at the idea, later expresses a desire to be a part of it as well. They all clutch to the idea in the hard and rough life in the ranch in the hope of a better future. But soon, tensions start to rise. Curly's wife was a lonely woman trapped in a loveless marriage. When she gave attention to the other men, Curly became jealous and suspicious. He picked a fight with Lenny. Now Lenny was a big man. Following George's instructions, he crushed Curly's hand in self-defense. But that was not the end. After some time, in the barn, Lenny accidentally kills a puppy while petting it too hard. Curly's wife enters and tries to console him, eventually allowing him to stroke her hair. However, Lenny gets carried away and, panicking when she screams, accidentally breaks her neck, killing her. Scared, Lenny flees to the predetermined hiding spot by the Salinas River, where George had instructed him to go if he got into trouble. The other men, led by Curly, form a lynch mob to hunt Lenny down. George finds Lenny first. Knowing that Curly will torture and kill Lenny in a brutal way, and understanding that Lenny cannot survive in this harsh world, George makes the agonizing decision to shoot Lenny in the back of the head while telling him about their dream farm. He does this out of love and mercy, to spare Lenny a more painful death and to let him die with a vision of their dream. The story ended by Slim leading George away from the scene and trying to reassure that he had done the right thing. Despite the tragic ending, the bond between George and Lenny is central to the story. George acts as Lenny's protector and caretaker, while Lenny provides George with companionship and a purpose. Their relationship highlights our inner longing for a friend, accepting them with all their faults and disabilities. At the other end, this short novel explores and critiques the American dream, suggesting that it is often unattainable, especially for the marginalized and underprivileged. George and Lenny's dream of owning land represents independence, security, and self-sufficiency, but it remains out of reach due to societal and economic barriers. The novel also explores power dynamics between different groups at different situations: the boss and the workers, men and women, white and black individuals. Those who are marginalized are often at the mercy of those in power. Lastly, it touched upon the harshness of mercy killing, a debatable and controversial topic. Whichever way you look at it, the author explored how often people, especially those who doesn't hold much power, might be unable to fight the choice. It's harsh, yet real and sad. You listen to the summary and a short analysis of the book of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. For more audiobooks, audio stories, book summaries, analysis, and much more, subscribe to the Audio Basket. Keep reading.